Thank you for waiting. The group meeting is not over, but the chairman, I have convinced the chairman to come before you.
Exactly, because we had already a lot of sleepless nights, and that's why it's better to try to do it our best to proceed today more quickly. So first of all, I want to inform you about the outcome of our group meeting today. The European People's Party, the EPP group, is welcoming the outcome of today's European Council meeting. But I have to tell you that the EPP fought in the last weeks and months for a more democratic Europe. And in this regard, it is a sad day for us to see the procedure, to see how the European Council managed the procedure. It is a sad day for us as parliamentarians, as members of the European Parliament, because we believe, we fight still for a democratic Europe, and that is linked to the idea that candidates should present themselves in a campaign, should show up, should present program, and also their personality. On the other hand, I want to be clear, the European People's Party was always a reliable and a responsible group. So we always took over responsibility when it was needed for the future of Europe, and we will do the same now. That means that in all the packages on the table, we commit our readiness to support it, and again, we welcome the outcome. The election outcome is a clear indication for our assessment on the solution which was found today in the European Council. The EPP, the European People's Party, is the strongest political family in the European Union. We have a distance of around 30 seats to the Socialists and an even bigger distance to the Liberal family in the European Parliament. So we had a clear mandate. We got a clear mandate from the European citizens to lead the European Union, having in mind that 200 million people participated in the European elections. It was a big democratic statement from the citizens of Europe that they believe in the future of Europe. And my party, the European People's Party, the group received 40 million votes in the last European elections. And that is a great message towards the EPP. Please take over the lead. Please give Europe a good direction, a Christian democratic direction for our continent. And that's why the outcome of the Council is a good one, because the Commission President is still in the hands of the European People's Party, of the Christian Democrats on this continent. And this is, again, the message that the outcome must be respected. Let me share with you also some personal considerations and let me mention some personal words. You can imagine that this is a difficult day for me. I got 9 months ago, I stood in front of my colleagues in Brussels in the European People's Party group, and I announced my candidature for running as candidate, first of all, for the EPP, and then afterwards as lead candidate for my whole party. I had really a fascinating period of time. It was Helsinki, first of all, so the nomination congress. Probably a few of you were present there. This was for us as a party a big event where we discussed what Christian democracy means, and we had a competition on who will be our candidate. And I won finally with 79%. I had a good backing of my team for doing the campaign. And I think also that we did a good job to bring the European campaigning on a new level. So we try to do our best. Not yet perfect, I know this, but we did our best to bring it up to a new level. In a few of our countries, the Spitzenkandidaten concept really had an impact, had really an influence in the election outcome. And I'm proud about what we did, what the whole team did, what the whole party did. I personally learned a lot. I'm today a much more experienced politician than 9 months ago. But you can imagine that having all this in mind, today is not an easy day for me. The package on the table is not my package. It's a package of the European Council. But I personally am loyal to this package because I'm a party member. I'm an EPP politician, and that's why I'm loyal to this package. I said today that to my group I give back the mandate I received 9 months ago to lead the European People's Party in the campaign. I gave my mandate back to the party president and to the group. and I want to continue as group leader of the EPP. So I'm back after the decisions now here in this House. I'm proud to be a group leader in this House, and I still will fight, continue my work, and still fight for a democratic Europe which is in the hand of the citizens of this continent and not in some of the backdoor deals which we from time to time assess when we look to the European decision-making process. Thank you so much.
Candidate for the President of the Parliament.
Can you please use the microphones who are there and say what media you belong, please?
Catherine Fiore, EU reporter. Can I ask you, Mr. Weber, you've put an awful lot of work into this campaign. The entire party operation have put an enormous amount of work into it. Do you think that the supporters of the European People's Party have been let down by their leaders in the Council? And this isn't over yet. Do you think the European Parliament will support this candidate? And if they don't, would you say that your name is still in the hat?
Well, the European People's Party showed on all levels of the discussions, here in the Parliament, on Council side, on the party political dialogues, a lot of unity, a lot of strength, a lot of solidarity towards the lead candidate. So first of all, I want to thank the two negotiating figures on European level, Andrej Plenković and Krišjānis Kariņš, where I always saw full support and full solidarity for defending the candidate Manfred Weber, and also on Council level. Our members did their job. But finally, I have to see that for the moment on Council side, what we saw, that there was a lot of opposition from individual members of the Council. That is what I have to recognize. But inside of the EPP, there was no doubt about solidarity and strength of our party. And I value this very much. And on the question about what happens now in the House, so I said always in the campaign and also after the campaign that the European People's Party is a responsible party. We do our job, we present what we want to do, we respect the outcome of the elections, and afterwards we are ready for a compromise. And I ask now all the others to do the same, to respect the principle of compromise in a democracy. We have a hell of a work ahead of us, what we have to deliver in what people asked us to do during the election campaign. And we are ready to deliver, we are ready to do the job. And I invited already Ursula von der Leyen to come tomorrow to the group meeting of the EPP. We are still checking the dates, whether this is possible, about the agenda, whether this is possible, and she showed immediately readiness to come and to present her ideas and also to consider with us what is the job for the next 5 years. And again, I can only underline that we are asking now the other groups, the other politicians, the other political families in Europe and here in the European Parliament to also show their readiness for compromise.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Ivana Dragicevic, Channel 1 Television. So you can confirm us that you will be the EPP's candidate for the president of EP, and what do you expect? Because we heard a lot of dissonant voices from other political groups concerning that the Spitzenkandidat system was left out from the decision of the European Council today. Thank you.
Well, one personal recommendation, when others are complaining about the principle that the Spitzenkandidaten concept is now damaged, then let me tell you that I heard in the last weeks a lot of statements where the other groups excluded Spitzenkandidaten and didn't respect the outcome of a democratic vote like in Helsinki. And this was a starting point of damaging the Spitzenkandidaten concept. So that is a personal recommendation. And to the elections now, what is ahead of us here in the House on the votings for tomorrow, I would say that it's total normal that after 2.5 years, president from the EPP side here in this House with Antonio Tajani, I thanked him again for his work, and he has our full. We are grateful for what he did, but it's for us clear that after 2.5 years EPP leadership in the House, now it's up to the Socialists to present the candidate, and we are still waiting for the candidate. So for the moment, we are waiting. We are waiting for the candidate. So that is, I think, the respectful behavior. I have to talk now with my colleague Garcia about the preparation of tomorrow. That is still not the case that we spoke to each other because it was such a turbulent day today. But we are ready to check with the Socialists about their candidates, and we are ready also to support.
Okay, one last question here.
2.5 years in the Parliament. What about the next 2.5 years? Will it still be the socialist candidate or maybe somebody from EPP? Well, I think the clear understanding on the outcome is, and also what is the tradition in this House, that we respect the balance of power in the institution of the European Parliament. We stand for an independent European Parliament, an independent institution, a strong body, which is representing the people of Europe. And that includes also that 2.5 years socialists implies that afterwards the European People's Party can represent for 2.5 years the institution. That is our understanding on the compromise from Brussels, but also the understanding among the two leading political families in the European Union, the Socialists and the Christian Democrats. So that is, again, our understanding. And let me be clear, so I assessed what happened in the last weeks. That's why I cannot predict what will happen in the next 2.5 years. So that's why, let's see. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.